where you at? Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Listen up.
What's up, everybody? It's your man, Vince Pass, in the building.
Are you ready? Make some noise, where you at? Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Listen up.
What's up, everybody? It's your man, Vince Pass.
Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Listen up.
What's up, everybody? It's your man, Vince Pass.
Are you ready? Make some noise, where you at?
What's up, everybody? It's your man, Vince Pass.
Is the most dangerous man walking the streets of our city.
In the building, man.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your man, Vince Pass, in the building. Welcome to 2024. This is the first of my podcast from the Vince Pass experience that I'm dropping today. Shout outs to everyone out there who made it to 2024. You feel what I'm saying? Shout outs to all my birthday people this week. You know what I mean? I just had a birthday myself. Feels good to be 53. Thank you, Lord. Out here with my wife on vacation. You feel what I'm saying? But I felt compelled to drop this video for you guys today, drop this podcast for you guys today. Man, listen. First, I want to just say, I give an honor to God for everything that goes on in my life, and I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful and I'm thankful for it. So everything I do, I give all glory to the Creator. You feel what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to everyone who supports me, and I truly and truly appreciate it. But listen, into it. So you see the title today, it's called Social Media Irresponsibility. So I just got finished looking at a couple of videos that's on IG. And the funny thing about this is that there's so many videos out here right now that's discrediting a lot of people. And the reality of it is that a lot of these videos are people who are just ambulance chasing. All right. Anybody that's 7 years old can make a video. That's just the God's honest truth. Let's be clear. Anybody that is 7 years old can make a daggone video and put a reel up and be like, yo, it's news. You feel what I'm saying? And then like ambulance chasers, we get on here, we make remixes and do all that. Don't get me wrong. I'm a victim of it too. I'm not gonna sit up here and say that I'm not one who has not done that before, but I can definitely tell you that the videos that I chose to follow and chose to remix, I definitely made sure they had a message. I didn't just say, yo, let me go ahead and put up a video that's discrediting somebody. So this morning, I seen this video about Tyler Perry, TD Jakes, Puff Daddy, supposedly have RICO charges against them being filed in California, right, by the FBI. So what I did was, being the responsible journalist that I know that I am, I went to find the source, right? So I went to find two credible sources. So I went on Google, didn't pull anything up. I went on Yahoo, didn't pull anything up. Even went on Bing and couldn't pull anything up. The thing is that there is no RICO charges that are filed. No news outlets have reported it. It's not real. So what I'm saying is that the same thing that Marcus Rogers said, the prophet Marcus Rogers said, that if it is true, it will be brought to light. Okay, what we're doing, we're a part of the ambulance chasing club. When we do this stuff, you feel what I'm saying? A lot of these people out here are liars. They're just doing clickbait. You did what I'm saying? They getting ready. They just trying to see how much they're gonna get paid from you logging onto their YouTube, you clicking on their pages, stuff like that. This is a money grab. This is an easy money grab. They getting paid maybe 25, 30 cents for each click, maybe $1 or whatever. And then they got 10,000 clicks on it. You feel what I'm saying? They just made $1,000 or $10,000, something like that. I'm just saying that, so we have got to be careful with what we're commenting on, who we're commenting on, and also more importantly, this stuff becomes believable because if you don't comment on it or you don't answer it, and you're answering on it. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. And you're answering this stuff, it's believable to you to some extent. This is what happens when we dealing with television. You dig what I'm saying? Television. Public Enemy broke that down. It was, back on the Fear of a Black Planet. Gil Scott-Heron broke that down when he was saying niggas are scared of revolution. The revolution will not be televised. You feel what I'm saying? The revolution will not be televised. because now it's on social media and we're believing all of the things that is being perpetuated on social media. So today I want to read something to you straight from out of the Bible, Second Peter. You dig what I'm saying? And so listen, y'all need to understand something. I don't care if 10,000 to 100,000 people watch this or if one person watch this. You feel me? Or if no one watches it. I know somebody at some point is going to pick this up and be like, yo, this young man is right about what he is saying in reference to this social media irresponsibility. Okay? Second Peter, but I'm reading straight from the Message. I'm not reading from a King James version. I'm not reading from, because I believe that all of you out here need to get the direct point today. We're not going to break verse by verse down, line by line. I'm going to give it to y'all straight to the point. All right. If you want to go back and convert it to your NIV version, your NLT version, your King James version, your New King James version, even in your Quran, yo, do so. Okay. This is what it says. It says, but there are also lying prophets among the people then, just as there will be lying religious teachers among you. They smuggle in destructive divisions, pitting you against one another, biting the hand of the one who gave them a chance to have their lives back. They put themselves on a fast downhill slide to destruction, but not before they recruit a crowd of mixed up followers who can't tell right from wrong. They give the way of truth a bad name. They're out only for themselves. They say anything and anything that sounds good to exploit you. They won't, of course, get by with it. Just come to a bad end. For God has never just stood by and let that kind of thing go on. God didn't let the rebel angels off the hook, but jailed them to hell to the day of judgment. So what makes you think that all of this stuff that we seeing in the news that's false, all of this stuff that we seeing on social media is false, and all the things that people respond to, right, won't be handled? Y'all keep missing the point. God is the author of all this right here that's going to be cleared up. And the devil is bringing nothing but confusion. And many of us, I won't say y'all, I'll say us, have fell for the banana in the tailpipe. And we keep falling for it. This is why it's important for you to get into your word, for you to understand that there's a level of discernment that God wants to activate inside of you so you don't have to deal with these liars. Because lying on a platform like this, a couple of things happen. One, it can get somebody hurt physically, emotionally, financially. It can get somebody hurt. The other thing that happens when you start believing a lot of this stuff on these social media platforms is that it creates a lot of division. We already divided it as it is. Okay, fine. If the stuff about Puff Daddy is true, if the stuff about TDH is true, if the stuff about Tyler Perry is true, and all these other people, yo, listen, it will come out. It's not going to come out in our time. It's going to come out in God's time. And that's even if God wants it to truly be revealed. Now, I'm sorry, some of y'all probably didn't expect to come on here and hear all this today, but it's the God's honest truth. We have got to be careful with what we are feeding into our spirit. So, if you're going into 2024 looking at the same things and you following the same people from last year that have done nothing to feed your spirit, but you're following the same people going to 2024 this year, and you're still acting the same way, being the same way, not doing anything new, not getting fed anything that's going to help your spirit person, your spirit woman, or spirit man, then what are you doing? You're joining the liars, just like the verse says. It says again in Second Peter, and I'm gonna skip all the way down where it says that they smuggle in destructive divisions, pitting you against one another, biting the hand of the one who gave them a chance to have their lives back. God is giving everybody an opportunity to get it together and get it right. Okay, but they put themselves on a fast downhill track of destruction, right? But not before the crowd. They recruit a crowd of mixed up followers who can't tell right from wrong. We in the last days, ladies and gentlemen, and half of us can't even tell right from wrong. Whatever's wrong is now being made right. The truth is now being told that it's a lie. Whatever's good is being made bad. But we still following these same people on social media. We still answering and falling into these conversations. Understand something. A lot of these people are just using this for clickbait. Who verified them as being a reliable source? Like I said, anyone from 7 years old to 65 years old could make a reel. And you follow the people who you knew were actually real and reporting things properly and being responsible on their pages, the people that you follow will probably drop all the way down to maybe 1, 2, or possibly 5. You will definitely not follow half the people that you were following. I'm just saying, we have got to be careful with it. And then you have to remember, you become responsible just as the people who are putting out the content are responsible. God is going to hold all of us responsible. When you are on that vein. So I don't know what Tyler Perry has done. I don't know what TD Jakes has done. I don't know, truthfully, what Puff has done. Only thing we doing is going by what we hear. You feel what I'm saying? Not necessarily what we see. We got to be careful. And mind you, I'm not saying that none of this stuff has not happened. But here's what I am saying. He who hath not sinned cast the first stone. If any of these things have happened, the only reason why we are looking for the excitement of it because it's on a mass level and it brings entertainment. How many of you are really interested in the truth? What happened to journalistic integrity? A lot of you don't even understand what it actually takes to get a story. It takes true investigation. How many of us are out here really being true investigators? Podcasters, people trying to do media content. That's what media content creators do. They take things and they create. This is why you have to be careful. You got to be careful. That's why the worst occupation known to man is a media creator, because you can lie about everything on there and still become rich. And this is what people are doing. All for clicks and likes. Don't care who they destroy. Don't care who they hurt. Don't care what violence they incite. Don't care what happens tomorrow. Just like when they keep putting up these, remember Gaza, remember Israel, remember this, remember that. Remember over 500 years of slavery. And you still haven't done anything to get your mind right in order to perpetuate yourself to a whole nother level to save your children. Remember the years of slavery to where, you shouldn't be out here in the streets still peddling death and you're not taking care of your kids, whether it be your mother or father. Remember the 500 years of slavery. Remember how they trying to take this information out of the schoolhouse. Remember how they keep distracting you because there's more laws getting ready to drop. What is wrong with y'all? They did the same thing during the time that we was in the COVID. We was locked in our houses for 2 years, 3 years during COVID. They changed the voting rights. They passed so many LGBTQ laws. And I got distracted. And even during that time, CRT became even allowable for them to take out of schools. They didn't want to teach Black history in the schools anymore. So why y'all being so distracted by what's going on? Why do you think this whole social media thing is big? It's a $1 billion industry. I don't care if I get banned behind it. I don't care if they watching me behind it. But I'm not going to stop telling the truth the way God put it in my heart and on my mouth. Period. So click tag and share this and pass this along. Now, this ain't about the entertainment. This is about truth. And at the end of the day, When he comes, as he will come, as a thief in the night, and where you think you going versus to know where he gonna send you, and you not there, and you say, oh, well, I did this, this, and this. He gonna tell you, go away from me, because I don't know you. You did all these works, but you didn't do it in my name. You didn't do it to get you did it for your glory. You ain't do it for mine. So all you content creators that are out there, all of you, my advice to you is that you need to stop putting up these things that you don't even know is true. Because you are creating more mindless dummies that keep falling for these bananas in the tailpipe. And the hurting part about it is that, you know, we are causing ourselves so much pain, distractions, noise. Shout out to Ify Bell. Shout out to Anthony McCoy. Destroying our children. We're destroying our children. You know, you don't have to be beating on them these days to destroy your children. Give them a phone. Give them a phone, and you don't monitor the phone. Guess what happens next? Listen, put everything on there to block everything. Heck, even you got to give them a phone that only dials numbers. That's it. And shout out, Ify Bell says, and the worst thing is that we share between families and friends. Sometimes it looks positive, but there's malice behind it. Say that, sis. Say that. Say that. We're projecting the malice. We're projecting the malice. We're projecting the violence. We're projecting it. We're putting on things, man, listen, we're putting on girls beating up other girls. We're putting on shootings in Chicago. I got finished watching something that was just so horrendous. What goes on the block? A man walking down the street. Somebody asked, where are you from? But not knowing that homie was holding. Walked up on dude's porch, took his chicken, and pulled out the ratchet. So don't ask where I'm from. But the sad part about it is, he came up on his porch and could have killed him. But we seen that. It's being recorded. And I'm saying to myself, like, who even took the time to even record something like this? It's somebody literally sitting there recording it. What type of sickness does it take for you to record a possible murder? Then we talking about the murders of other rappers like King Von and what goes on the gangs in Chicago. What is going on? I don't want to be around the ops. I don't want to be around. Y'all kill the ops. When you're not dealing in truth, when you're not dealing in God's truth, y'all all the ops. Shout out to my man. Shout out to my man Ballhead. He says the negative is more entertaining than the positive. So sad, shaking our head. This generation is gone. We gone. Y'all gone. First of all, I'm from a generation that got knowledge of self. That's what we've been taught. We're from the knowledge of self is something I can't solve. 360 degrees I evolved. That's where I'm from. I don't know about some of these other cats. And the sad part is like when we get to these, when we start talking about, you know, our parents, these young parents that are out here perpetuating this. Like you young parents don't even understand the fight and the war that's really going on. There's very few of you that understand the war that's going on. And it's not the war, the physical war. It's the war of the mind. It's the war of the heart. It's the war of the spirit. These videos make it not. I'm not saying that it's just the videos. It's the laws as well as being passed. We're unable to discipline our children the way they need to be. Because our trash can my kid, they already know. They don't care. They know how old they are. They'll catch it. At 53, I still hit hard. It's like, y'all make it hard to help discipline your kids. And the thing about it is, some of you young parents aren't even disciplined at all. And then when we try to discipline you and give you some good food, nah, don't talk to me. Nah, you don't know nothing about that, OG. Yeah, well, listen, I made it to 53. You're barely making it out of 25. Let me say that one more time. I made it to 53. You're barely making it out of 25. So we can keep being on social media all we want. Come home from the penitentiary, become content creators. Hell, they even creating content in the penitentiary. What like for real? Who wants to see somebody get stabbed live on a video? It's bad enough you already incarcerated with 300 to 400 other men with all with different personalities. Half of them with split personalities. Half of them dealing with psychosis. Some of them are dealing with schizophrenia, totalism. You're right, Efi. Chief Efi Bell says thriving versus surviving is two different states of being. Mm. That's going to be a whole nother podcast, Efi. That's going to be a whole nother podcast. So listen, man, I apologize for being so passionate on this live, man, on this stream. But God has decreed some things for us that we need to follow. I don't care whether or not you tap in, whether you follow what I'm saying. You don't have to follow what I'm saying. What you can do is actually investigate what I'm saying yourself because you see it every day. You see it every day. The first thing many of us do is open up our phone. We on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Black Twitter. We don't pick our word up. And so we start our day off filling our heads with mundane information, useless information. We don't pick up the book that we read last night. We don't do any of that. But instead, we fall into these traps of listening to liars, soothsayers, false prophets. We do that. Fake content creators. So many people are trying to get on my page right now on Facebook under fake names. This is what's going on out here. Pastor Dolores Llewellyn for Overflow says we don't pick our word up. We don't, not at all. Evie, I'm not saying that they're lost. I'm saying that we're at a loss. But Chief Efi Bell says, I don't agree the generation is lost because the generation are my children and my grandchildren. And so not on my watch. I'm still in it to win it for the kingdom, for sure. So Efi, let me say, when I say that they're lost, I'm not saying that they're a lost cause. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that right now, their GPS got them somewhere else. But eventually, it's going to double back. You know how sometimes when you open up your GPS, you know the difference between your Apple GPS and your Google GPS. One is more accurate than the other, which is true. I was talking to my wife about that. I was telling them that I don't like using my Apple GPS because Apple does not have a qualified maps department the way Google has a qualified maps department. The reason being why Apple, and a lot of people may not know this, the reason why Apple does not have good maps, okay, is because Apple is proprietary software and information. They will not allow the government in to see what they do with the software and the hardware. Okay. Google, they do. So this is why they have access to certain things in order for for your maps to be uploaded properly and accurately. So that's just a little tidbit. That's a little wire that I got from someone many years ago on why Apple Maps is not that good. But Pastor Dolores, she says that, but we are losing slowly. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I'm not saying there's gonna be a give and take in this. But at the end of the day, God gonna get the glory. He gonna make it happen. And it's just hurting to watch every day when you look on social media that you damn near pass through 10 videos before you get to a video that's actually informative. You go through videos that's telling people how to make money. You sign up for this program, sign up for that program, advertising for some clothes or some shoes or some purses. Okay. Then you get to the reels that be like warning. All right. Then you get to the ones with the loud sister on it with the Karens, right? And then you get to the ones that got the pastors on them, right? Then you get to the ones that that got the violence. Chief Beefy Bell said, "I'm just saying I'm about changing the narrative because we have the power of life and death in our tongues." So I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just declaring so we don't lose hope that we can for sure. For sure. Well, I'm not losing hope as well, sis. You already know that. You feel me? I'm for the people. You know what I mean? I'm for the kingdom, and I'm not losing hope. What I'm saying is that we have got to become more responsible for the content that we allow ourselves not just to view, but we send to others. Okay, and we don't speak on the content that's being created by the people who are sending it out and remixing it, right? So the comment that I have to send back today to the person who sent this to me, right, and shared this in a group, I have to ask them, okay, what is the purpose of sending something like this out when there's no facts behind it? We're creating the confusion. 1,000% accountability and ownership for sure. And that is the main issue with dealing with content creation on social media. There's no accountability and there's no ownership for any of this stuff that goes out. And the only thing that they're accountable for is the clicks and the money that they make, and that is the only thing that they're owning. So we got to be careful. We got to be careful. We got to be careful. So I want to finish reading in Second Peter real quick because it's about that time. Wife said she ready to go to breakfast. You feel me? Heading over to the Apple Bar. Shout out to the pastor for Welling who sent that out to us last night. But listen, I'm gonna read this to y'all. Second Peter. All right. Remember, I'm reading out of the Message today. I'm not reading out of King James, no NIV right now. I'm on the floor with it. Okay. I gotta go straight. I gotta go straight to where my people I know they can understand it. All right, Chief. We definitely gotta catch up. I definitely want you to get with the wifey. All right. I'm gonna talk with you, Chief. God is especially incensed against these teachers who live by lust, addicted to a filthy existence. They despise interference from the true authority, preferring the indulge in self-rule, insolent egotists. They don't hesitate to speak evil against the most splendid of creatures. Even angels, their superiors in every way, wouldn't think of throwing their weight around like that, trying to slander others before God. These people are nothing but brute beasts born in the wild, predators on the prowl. in the very act of bringing down others with their ignorant blasphemies. They themselves will be brought down, losers in the end. Their evil will boomerang on them. They're so despicable and addicted to pleasures that they indulge in wild parties, carousing in broad daylight. They're obsessive. They're obsessed with adultery, compulsive in sin, seducing every vulnerable soul they come upon. Their specialty is greed, and they're experts at it. Dead souls. They left the main road and are directionalists, having taken the way of Baal, son of Beor, the prophet who turned profiteer and connoisseur of evil. But Balaam was stopped in his wayward tracks. A dumb animal spoke in a human voice and prevented the prophet's craziness. There's nothing to these people. They're dried up fountains, storm scattered clouds, headed for a black hole in hell. They're loudmouths full of hot air, but still they're dangerous. Men and women who have recently escaped from a deviant life are most susceptible to their brand of seduction. Let me hold tight right here for a second. For all of us that have been down these roads before, come home from the penitentiary, recovering from alcoholism, recovering from drug abuse, recovering from sex addiction, recovering from being in the street, recovering from abuse. Please be aware that when you are walking this road, you are more open to these attacks spiritually. You got to guard yourself. That means you got to get into your word. You got to get around positive people that are getting into their word. But you gotta be around people that will help fortify you and be a light with you and for you. But also you have to submit it to the altar and know that God is really in control. In Second Peter, in the message, Peter 2, just this spoke to you about who these people are. And once you get through all this, he'll promote you at the right time. But that's going to be another story for another day. But right now, we're just talking about the irresponsibility of this social media platforms of which we own. But listen, man, I love y'all. Shout out to everyone that was on the live today. Shout out to Pastor Llewellyn for Overflow Church. If you ever in Cincinnati, definitely check them out. You dig what I'm saying? Up in Seven Hills on Hamilton Avenue. You feel me? Shout out to Chief Efi Bell. You know what I mean? Who's one of my peoples, man. Yo, Chief, thank you, man, for all of your great conversation, great advice that we had over these last 3 years. Shout out to my brother, Anthony McCoy. You dig what I'm saying? Who always have my back. You know, and just thank you for my man Ballhead, who's always been a supporter of me. Shout out to my man from Pots and Pans ever since we were kids. I appreciate you, my man Ballhead. And just shout out to everyone that's out there. Yo, click tag and share it, man. Yo, this is a real, we are on it this year, 2024. Yo, Cat Williams said it, man. You know, the truth will be exposed, you know? And so if you're afraid of truth, this is not something that you should be on. These platforms right now are not something that you should be on, because at the end of the day, we all have done things. We all have sinned. We all have backslid. We've all done these things. But this is a time now for you to get yourself right. You feel what I'm saying? I bear witness that, you know, Jesus is the Son of Man. You feel what I'm saying? I bear witness that Jesus died on the cross. I bear witness. You feel what I'm saying? What say you? Because the worst thing that you can never do, and one of the most hurting things that'll ever happen, is if you get to heaven and God is talking to you and you talking back to him and he say to you, you have to go away because I don't know you. That may be the most hurtingest thing you will ever experience in your life. But listen, man, I'm up out of here. I'm gonna talk to y'all later, man. Catch me on the next one. It's gonna drop pretty soon. I love y'all. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Shout out to my wife. Shout out to my kids. Thank y'all, man, for always holding me down. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to my family. Shout out to my peoples, man. And yo, we're gonna chop it up. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Peace.